My hot take is that men shouldn't be allowed to sit.
Sounds very rational. Let's hear the reasoning behind that one.
It's truly an epidemic that every time I go on the transit, it's full train. Majority of the people sitting are men.
Maybe. They got there first.
Like, as long as there's a gender pay gap, women should not be standing on public transit.
Really? Okay. So even if that is the case, why exactly would that entitle women, just by virtue of the fact that they happen to be women, to sit down and have men stand? How is that helping with promoting equality?
Yesterday I was on the path, and like a really old man. There was one empty seat, and I saw him, and I was like, please sit. And he's like, no, it's okay, like, you sit. And I was like, no, please sit down, like, you're obviously unwell. And look around, every other seat is taken by, like, young, able-bodied men.
I have an idea. Possibly a solution that might solve everything. Instead of complaining about it on social media, why doesn't that person address one of those young, able-bodied men that are sitting down and explain to them why a fellow young, able-bodied woman should be sitting down instead of them?
And all the women are saying, there's someone who's pregnant.
Well, the pregnant woman probably should have been given the option to sit down if she so chose to.
That's ridiculous. And I won't rest until men aren't allowed to sit.
Well, I hope they're resting sitting down, because it could be quite a long wait, especially if they're going to have to try to explain in a way that makes sense that they want to be seen as equals, but yet want special treatment.
Get mad, talk over him, be irrational, start an argument, bring up the past, check his Instagram, bring up the past before you even dated.
Over 60% of Gen Z men are single, and intimacy is at a 30-year low across both genders.
What is the real reason that you've given up on dating altogether or haven't dated in 10 plus years?
I was like, no, I've never had a boyfriend. She was like, how old are you? I said, 27. She's like, and you've never had a boyfriend? And I like never really cared. But there's something about her like saying that really hit me this time, because like,
I don't know why they're not going up to a woman. Like, what's holding them back from that?
Because of feminism and Me Too and all that shit. And because women will put men on blast who like maybe awkwardly approach them. You see also those gym TikTok videos where girls like work out in the gym and then there's like a guy who like glances at them for like 1 second and they fucking blast them. That's what guys are scared of. And these guys they're not even doing anything wrong. They're just like innocently, sometimes they're not even looking in their direction. So there's like this social component now where like people are terrified to get like could beat up anybody.
I'm pretty confident she could beat up a lot of people.
What percentage of men could your mom beat up at 5'4", do you think?
At 5 foot. She's 5
foot.
Oh,
excuse me. Oh, you are aware that the average male height is like 5'9", 5'10".
So I believe last time I checked it was 5'8", yeah.
So what percentage of men in the U.S. do you think that your mom could beat up? How much does she weigh too, by the way?
Right now she's at like 145.
You're 5 foot. What percentage of men do you think your mom could beat up?
Fighting dirty, I think approximately.
The man can fight dirty too.
Yeah, approximately 80%.
Holy f***, you're
Have you ever seen a fist fight?
Have you ever shot someone?
You are delusional,
Have you ever
my dear. So Brock Lesnar, I think he's like well over 6 feet. He's probably over 200 pounds. Could your mom beat him up?
You said he's 6 feet?
Forget his height. Let's say this is 5 foot Brock Lesnar. Could your mom beat up Brock Lesnar? UFC.
She might be able to. Okay,
you're oh my God, you're delusional.
If he won't, find someone who will. Like, if he won't open your door for you, find someone who will. Simple, right? My brother just asked me, does that work for guys too? I was like, of course. So he's like, so if she doesn't cook for me, find someone who will. If she won't do my laundry for me, then find a girl that will. Why does it sound so bad when men say it?
It sounds bad because our society and culture are in a fallen state, and our media has everybody brainwashed into believing that life is about what I want, who owes it to me, and how I get it from them, but not about what I should be providing to others. This is my depiction of a transactional relationship. This is one thing she wants from him, one thing he wants from her, and if you stop there, it's just a negotiation. How much do I have to give to get? More mature relationships are focused on what I can provide. What is it that makes me a quality partner? That's why these conversations about the table are so stupid. Women will say, I am the table, as if he has no needs at all. That's what these princess treatment relationships are. It's just simping with no reciprocation, and it ends when you can't keep it up anymore. So when you say,
why does it sound so bad when men say it?
It is because you are experiencing a demand instead of an offer of support. And that is how the internet pulls consciousness downwards. You might be a unique individual who recognizes multiple valid perspectives, but when you're flipping through TikTok, you're being programmed to be egocentric, self-interested, and self-protective, and to see others mainly as a means to an end. We still need to get our needs met. It's just so annoying to hear you all talk about it. I want this, and I want this, and I want that. Where's the part that would make us want to give it? I'll give you an example. I would love somebody to do chores for me. I just don't list it as a primary requirement. I say that I'm looking for someone who is excited about who I am as a person, so we can both help each other live fuller, more satisfying lives. And that would have to include someone doing the laundry, so there's no reason to mention it. It's a question of language and mentality. Everyone's talking about the results they want, but not about what they're going to do in order to deserve them. If you don't like your situation, you need to figure out why it's like that, and then rethink a few things, and then change how you show up and what you do, or who you hang out with, and see if you get better results. But instead, people just like to list off their demands on TikTok and offer nothing. It's social degradation. Don't do it.
And then all my friends f***ed him and ghosted him. He really thought he had a chance with us.
I don't really know what the plan was, but he won whatever game you're playing. He's probably an inspiration in his hometown.
Hey, you two are being very noisy. Keep it quiet in here, okay? Thank you.
I think it'd be best for us to not move forward anymore, because we're on the other side of training. And so I know it's probably not what you wanted to hear today, but I wanted to share it with you just so you kind of understand why we're deciding to not move forward.
And what you'll notice is for a lot of these modern women who get let go, right? And sometimes it just has to do with the economy. It just has to do with, things out of their control. Not because they're not performing, but it's just people get let go because the company has changed directions, that sort of thing. But for some of these ladies, they walk into the place with an attitude of entitlement. They walk in there thinking, well, I can act like this. I can do this. I can walk straight up to the head honcho, the boss, and I can say anything that I want because, I'm planning on being a big shot here. I'm planning on walking in confidence and being a boss babe. Right. And then they take that attitude and they walk throughout the office and they talk with colleagues about that, about different things with that same type of attitude. And, it rubs people the wrong way. Oh, they're just intimidated. No, they don't want to be around you. You're not a good person to be around, especially as is being indicated in this phone call. You're not doing your job. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And so therefore, we're going to have to let you go. And then they're shocked as to why they got let go. It's because your performance was trash relative to the game that you talk.
My ex was so toxic.
No way. What did he used to do to you?
He used to never let me go clubbing alone with my friends.
I mean, why would you want to be going clubbing alone with your friends if you're in a relationship?
And he used to never let me hang out with my guy friends either.
I mean, you're in a relationship. It's not appropriate to be hanging out with the opposite gender. If you're in a relationship, do you understand that you're in a relationship?
I mean, he also never used to let me wear showy clothes when I go out.
I wouldn't want you wearing showy clothes either. All the guys are going to be looking at you, so why would you want to be doing something to piss him off? What?
Oh, also, he also wanted us to start sharing locations with each other.
I mean, you guys are dating. It's normal. It's not weird. It's completely normal.
Oh, and he used to get so mad when I wouldn't let him go through my phone.
You wouldn't let him go through. So you're hiding something. It looks like you're hiding something. What? Are you crazy?
Are you agreeing with him right now? There's no way.
I think you're the toxic one. You're the toxic. He's not toxic. You are. You're the problem.
What?
It's a Thursday.
Okay, I'm just having one drink.
One singular drink.
Yes, one drink.
Not two, not three, one.
One.
Okay.
Oh my god, I just noticed that's the same guy from The Grinch. Isn't that crazy?
The new society, however hardly they raise up, not the far from the what's such a kid in Belgium. Please.
Thank you.
I have a question. Excuse me. I got a question. What advice would you give me for a female?
Stay away from me.
And the men only. What is the real reason that you've given up on dating altogether or haven't dated in 10 plus years? Every single day in my comment section, anytime I talk about dating or relationships or getting married, the majority of men in my comments are saying that they're no longer interested in dating. And I really want to know the reason. Like, what was the final straw for y'all to finally say, you know what, I had enough? Plus, there's this weird information going around that by 2030, like heterosexual couples will be non-existent, people are not having babies and this and that. And do you think that's because men have stopped dating or because women have stopped dating and people have equally stopped dating? Or is it because men are not pursuing women anymore? I'm really interested to see the comments or the duets on this post as to why y'all have stopped dating in the first place. Did you have a toxic ex? Did you go through a terrible divorce? Did she take everything? Or have you been on dates and they've just been so awful that you finally said, forget it? So what's the real reason that you gave up dating altogether? Okay, bye.
So, over 60% of Gen Z men are single, and intimacy is at a 30-year low across both genders. So if you look at this graph right here, you see about 30% of US adults are single. But if you go to the men age 18 through 29, that goes to 63%, compared to women in that same age group at 34%. What's going on here? After reading the article, no one knows. They try to personalize it saying men can choose differently, but ultimately it's a societal issue as the statistics indicate that. Men can do things differently, but if such a large portion of men are training in a certain way, it's a societal issue. But what do y'all think about this? Do men need to seek relationships at a young age right now, or should they just sit back and focus on themselves? Let me know.
What's your biggest regret?
Not listening to my wife's advice.
What was the advice?
I ain't sure I wasn't listening.
Or what?
Y'all cannot be trusted until you are proven safe.
What an interesting statement. And according to the captions, it's all men.
And if that bothers you...
Let me guess, does it mean that those men that have a problem with being generalized are part of the problem?
You are not safe.
I'm sure we're all very surprised to hear someone come to that logical conclusion.
Because men who are safe have no problem proving it.
And I wonder, how exactly does a man prove that he's safe?
Their actions, their demeanor speaks for itself.
Does it now? I'm actually really glad that one said that, actually, because if actions and behavior truly speak for themselves, then that speaks volumes about any individual that would go so far as to generalize any demographic of people based on the actions of some, and then to say that those members of that group have to prove themselves to be safe in order for other people to view them as such. Can we apply that logic to every group of people? Or is it only socially acceptable to do that towards men?
Yeah, I got fired. Somebody posted where I work in the comments of the video. I'm pretty sure I know who it was. You and your baby daddy.
Burn on your stitches and duets if you're going to stand 10 tones down on your actions. As someone who worked in a vet clinic and had to participate in euthanasias, I cried for every single one and do know that I put people's pets in the freezer feeling horrible about it.
California Medical Clinic have been fired after posting a video online mocking their patients. In a now deleted video, numerous employees at the Precipice Urgent Care in Santa Barbara were seen posing next to what looked like bodily fluid stains on the exam room table. The video featured captions including, "Are patients allowed to leave you guys gifts?" and "Guess the substance." Since the video was first posted, the account has been locked and replaced with a new username with all videos deleted. Sutter Health released a statement confirming the termination of the employees involved for the insensitive photo shoot, saying the unacceptable behavior is an outright violation of our policies, shows a lack of respect of our patients, and will not be tolerated.
Women, what would it be?
Like when something is fine, it's not fine. Like read between the lines.
You mean be a mind reader?
Yeah, exactly.
So men are expected to be mind readers.
Exactly.
How did I forget the number one rule? These people at your job is not your friend.
If you haven't already watched that video, go watch it. But my job just fired me because they seen that video. So I want to let y'all know, and I
got fired from my job yesterday. They found out I had a TikTok, but they didn't say that was the reason. I just found out afterwards that was the reason. So now I'm curious as to what it is that I say on my TikTok that got me fired. So I started watching my videos, and I'm an extreme leftist, and I worked for conservatives, so...
All of these women have been fired. Everybody in the tech industry who's been making these day in the life of tech videos, notice you haven't seen any of those in a few years? Yeah, they all got fired.
My coworkers keep saying I need to make like a tech TikTok, because if you look at my TikTok, you'd never guess I have a job. So, anyways, this is our current workstation. Callie and I are what you call product managers. Callie, what is your team over?
My team is over reporting and internal tools.
And I am over what we call card experience. So we work on like anything from activating your credit card to freezing, reissue, shipping, all the good stuff. What's a PM?
And, it's funny because modern women tell men, and they stress to men all the time after they say their opening line, men aren't lonely enough, that men need to understand optics. They need to understand how to read the vibe, how to read the room. And here they are getting fired because they're not able to read the vibe or the room.
Bills.
Let me just ask you one question.
Okay.
Would you rather have $500,000 or 700,000?
Well, I obviously would have $500,000.
$500,000?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's a lot of money. It's more than 700,000.
No, it's not.
What do you mean, no, it's not? $500,000? 700,000 is not $1 million?
Neither is $500,000.
Yeah, but it's $500,000.
In the meeting on my calendar. I hope I'm not getting fired. I will die. Someone else is in there. I'm getting fired. Oh my god, I'm getting fired. Hello.
Good morning, Pepper.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I asked who I think you know to join us for this call. She is our HR representative. We've got some updates we'd like to share with you this morning.
Okay.
While we originally believed that we would be integrating, we've instead determined that it was best for us to refocus the agency. Unfortunately, as you may know, the lack of growth and the decline in our client revenue has negatively impacted our business beyond what we can sustain. And it's forced us to make what are very difficult decisions to eliminate roles within the agency. And this includes the elimination of your role, making today the last day. Please know that it was a very difficult decision.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather. I wish you the best.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Teacher got fired. Finally. So he says he got fired because he's queer. What he really got fired for was having thirst traps as a teacher, posting thirst traps.
I was recently hate crimed for being queer. And as a result of me being hate crimed for being queer, it ultimately led to me being fired from my job.
He was hate crimes. You're Matthew Shepard now?
They then pulled out a yellow folder and slid 2 screenshots of 2 thirst traps across the table to me. And I was just like, oh my God.
And you think that that's okay? Who exactly are you trapping? Who exactly is feeling thirsty by anything you post? That's your biggest L right there. You think getting hate crimed is your L. You think getting fired is your L. No, posting those damn thirst traps. Whoever saw those got hate crimed, baby.
Recently made a video about this chick who started screaming and breaking out in hives because a man looked at her.
Don't look at me!
She saw the video, she didn't like it.
One of my videos is going viral. Very obviously a joke. Like any normal person will watch that video and be like, oh, this is a joke. This guy I know for me to have sent him so many messages talking about like people are trying to reach me at my job. I think it's just so crazy. The fact that I am making a joke about not wanting male attention. Like incel final boss is directing all his hate at me from men specifically. Leave it alone.
Instead of messaging me and saying, I'm sorry, can you just take down the video? She proceeds to make another meltdown video talking about the violent thoughts in her head and how she's gonna send people to heaven.
We don't need any more lessons. The next lesson, I'm gonna send them straight to heaven. I'm not even gonna say the most violent thought in my head.
Then she went ahead and messaged my girlfriend on Instagram asking to take down the video, because I guess that's how mature adults resolve things now. She finally messaged me saying she's getting hate, death threats, and I should leave her alone. And the classic line, I was joking. Of course you were. It's always a joke after the meltdown goes public. This wasn't that deep. I reacted to something you posted online. That's how the internet works. But instead of owning it, you spiral, you threaten, you delete, you play victim, you blame me. And then you message my girlfriend trying to guilt trip her saying you're getting death threats. This is exactly what happens when emotional instability gets an iPhone. It's not that men are dangerous, it's that sanity is rare. And women like this are proving it every single day. Listen, all I'm gonna say is if eye contact with a man sends you into a full-on breakdown with hives and screaming, dating is probably not gonna be your next step. Therapy is.
There has to be a scientific study done on how much of an ungrateful scumbag adjacent beluga body you have to be to get on TikTok and cry to people that don't give a about you, ain't gonna pay none of your bills like your husband is, and complain to them people about your husband, saying he's then listen to this. Ain't did nothing wrong. You complaining about the being too perfect and it's still not being enough. We talk about how corny it is for to humble women. We never talk about how corny these that need to be humbled is. You think the world got something out here to offer that your husband can't offer. You gonna wait till are ignoring you until you invisible to finally be humble enough to understand that life is about family, love, and lineage. That's it. Lineage and legacy. All that you talking about going and experiences, traveling, getting on boats. All of that is physical that you feel like is important. That don't mean that ain't based on survival. You sitting up here saying your husband, disrespecting the covenant that y'all made, all because you feel like you deserve more. Then you ask this bowling ball head, what is the more that you feel like she deserves? You deserve. Not only does she not know, she lists things, and then in the next sentence says that he provides all of it that she's saying she's desperate to have and feel like she deserves. So your inner chaos is so chaotic that you allowing it to destroy another person and children. That's why, listen, why do you think women didn't have rights up to 50, 60 years ago? Because of decisions and stupid like this. And then guess what? It's a somewhere that feels like she got a point.
Horrible. The dishwasher broke today.
Looks good to me.
I hate.
To all the girls who say they don't need men, I agree. Why would you need a man to ruin your life when you're already doing a better job yourself? But unfortunately, your mother did need a man, and one misdeed led to the unfortunate birth of you. Imagine if your mother had said she didn't need a man. The world would have been a better place. Sadly, no one can change the past, but you can change the future. So please don't repeat the same mistake your mother did. Stay true to your words and make sure no man ever suffers needing you.
You had a son with this man, the guy that you're dating. If you had a son with him and he turned out just like him, would you be proud?
Yep. We're going to reverse that. Now, question for all the ladies. Would you let your son date you?
If there's one thing you wish men understood better about women, what would it be?
Like when something is fine, it's not fine. Like read between the lines.
You mean be a mind reader?
Yeah, exactly.
So men are expected to be mind readers.
Exactly.
Why do women often expect men to do things that they're not physically capable of?
I don't know. I haven't I don't do that. Like, I don't expect men to do things they're incapable of.
Isn't that what you just said, though? Gotcha, bitch!
Being a mind reader?
Well, you want us to read between the lines, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Who's better at communication, men or women?
Women.
So if men are worse at communication, why do so many women expect men to read their body language?
I think men are better communicators logically. Women are better with like communicating like emotionally.
Okay, can you think of any situation where logic wouldn't outweigh emotions?
I think logic should always outweigh emotion.
Yeah. You can't make this up, people.
Well, she redeemed herself there at the end, because you said right. In which situation should logic be overpowered by emotion? There's not going to be a lot of them. Maybe a handful when somebody is down and out, when they're down bad and they just need somebody to understand and empathize. But even emotions have limits, right? There's a proverb that says, if you get angry, there needs to be a limit to your anger. You don't go out there and start tearing up stuff and messing up stuff and knocking stuff down and doing other over-the-top things. I understand your emotion, but you need to use wisdom. You need to use logic, and you need to use discipline with your emotion.
If he doesn't like kids. I love kids. If they don't like kids, something's wrong with them. He doesn't respect me.
When do you plan to have kids?
After college, not now. I'm actually pregnant.
You're pregnant?
I found out yesterday, so it was kind of like a crazy thing.
What?
Bless it, yeah.
How old are you?
I am 19 years old, so wish me luck.
Was this planned or?
Unplanned pregnancy, so.
So what's the plan here?
The plan is, I don't have a plan. Plan is plan B. Plan is, I'm gonna abort.
So are you pro-life or pro-choice?
I am pro-choice.
Okay, so I'm not trying to make this a bad thing, but are you keeping the baby or?
I will be aborting the child.
Okay.
We've actually created a name for it, Excel.
Excel?
Yeah, we figured if we gave it like a really fugly name, then it would like make the process easier.
So if a guy doesn't like kids, it's a huge red flag, would never go out with him. But if your bestie wants to kill her own kid that she outright says is a child, you stand with her? People that love you tell you the truth, even when the truth is extremely uncomfortable for them to say. Friends that don't encourage you to be better, friends that don't tell you the truth are not friends because they're more worried about keeping themselves comfortable rather than having you live your life in alignment with goodness and with truth. And that's a bad friend. If this pregnant mom wanted to abort, I know it would be extremely uncomfortable if you were to stand up to her and say, hey, you should not do this. You and your child deserve better than abortion. That might end your friendship, but I hope that you would love this girl enough to tell her.
Never talk about the men that don't pay child support.
Because it's women like you who spread your legs for guys like that. Why don't you ever talk about the responsibility of women who choose irresponsible males to procreate with and then complain later when they're irresponsible?
No.
The women who have a one-nighter with a bartender or a guy on a motorcycle or a musician, and then you complain later on the guy's a deadbeat. He was a deadbeat to begin with.
Why nobody can ever talk to you because you don't let anybody...
People talk to me all day long. You can't talk to me.
No, I'm trying to talk to you and you're talking over...
Dear, don't tell me how to do a radio show. I've been doing this for 25 years. I don't need your help.
Okay, let me. Can I please just say this? I was married once before, okay? Mm-hmm. My husband and I had a child together.
Right.
After I was tired of him beating me for 2 years, I left him.
Really? But why did you tolerate it for 2 years? Can you tell me why you tolerated being beaten for 2 years? I'd like to hear about this.
My answer to that is because I was young and stupid.
Okay, I agree with you.
There you go.
You were stupid. No doubt about it. And now what are you going to complain that he doesn't pay child support? A guy who beat you for 2 years? Imagine that. The guy is irresponsible.
Right.
He beat me for 2 years, and now that deadbeat doesn't pay.
So why is it my
There's your big concern. Now we see why you're so upset about this. You chose a manifestly irresponsible, violent individual to procreate with. Then you're amazed that the guy doesn't send you child support.
He didn't beat me until
you're still, you know what, dear? You were young and stupid. Now you're old and stupid. I mean, you're still stupid.
Oh, my God. You
are still stupid. You expect a guy who beat you for 2 years now to suddenly become responsible.
I cannot even believe
You're insane.
It is unbelievable.
You can't believe what?
I can't believe that you're still on the radio.
I'm on the radio because I'm right, and I'm on the radio because I've got millions of listeners. That's why.
Yeah, well, you've just lost one.
Dear, you're not the target demographic. I really don't give a rat's ass. I'll bet your husband would agree with me. I'll bet your ex-husband would really agree with me.
I'd love to show my
Bold
hair
move
off.
with a face like yours. Now, scientists, I won't dwell on it. Scientists.
That was savage.
Okay, so yesterday I wasn't yesterday, it was like 2 days ago.
I hope she leaves you. You suck. What a terribly insane joke. Coming from a guy that looks like a wet thumb. That fell on the floor of a barber shop. I think I speak for everybody when I say you do not deserve her. You actually don't deserve love.
I had a guy over and he came out of the bathroom and he left the seat up and I was like, hey, you're in a lady's household, put the seat back down when you leave the bathroom. And he was like, oh, okay, sorry, no problem. And a week later I was at his house and I came out of the bathroom and he was like, excuse me, you're in a man's household, put the seat back up when you leave the bathroom. And I was like, okay, technically that's a fair point. Technically. But it's not a fair point that's going to get you laid, so pick your battles.
Oh, okay. It's like do what I like so that you get...
9.
Oh, okay.
Why is it that women are allowed to ask how old a man is, but it's taboo for a man to ask how old a woman is?
I think it depends on the context. Like, you can ask a woman how old she is. Like, I wouldn't be offended if you asked me how old I am.
Did you pause waiting for me to ask? I won't ask. How much do you weigh?
Get 200 million, but your girl has to go to jail. Are you doing it? You're not doing it?
I've been in a relationship 8.5 years. I ain't doing it.
200 million?
Not doing it.
Is a girl with you now? Okay, 200 million, but your man has to go to jail. Are you doing it?
Yeah.
Mental. I see you in the gym, bro.
Women need to be happy we judge them based on their looks. If we were going by what's on the inside, then none of them would be hot. Women will say Ashley is their BFF. Meanwhile, last weekend, they reported Ashley anonymously to CPS and set up a fake Tinder account under her husband's name. They'll be like, yeah, but Ashley needs me now. She's going through a divorce. I'm like, yeah, you psycho.
They just continue to clown themselves. They really do. There was another interview where a woman was asked, would she sleep with her celebrity crush? Her boyfriend's standing right there. He's standing right there. And the answer was yes. And not only is it a yes, it's an emphatic yes. I didn't even think, like, they don't even hesitate right then and there. Yes, I would, absolutely. And then they're looking at him all nervous, like, well, would you do it? No, I wouldn't do it. I wasn't even thinking about it because I'm loyal to my woman. Maybe you guys don't understand that. Just, and that's what I say. Instead of reading the room, instead of just saying what you're supposed to be saying, just shut up talking. But you know what? You said right. That lets men know where they stand and what they need to do.
For women to be like, oh, I'll definitely ruin your life. Why? What is intriguing about that? Why not the exact opposite of that? Why not I will be pleasant and enjoyable to be around? Why not improve my life instead?
I told an abortion joke recently, and a woman approached me. She was like, hey, that's very insensitive. I've had an abortion. You shouldn't tell jokes like that. I was like, whoa, hey, sorry. I just told a joke. I think what you did was much worse. But, you know, either way, I'll see you at home later, honey. And again, all jokes. I love abortions. I paid for 2 last week. I'm a fan, right? You remember? Come on. It's all jokes. A friend of mine, she works at Planned Parenthood. She loves that joke. And I was like, I might have to get rid of it. People don't like it. She's like, no, you got to keep it. I was like, I might get rid of it. She's like, no, you got to keep it. I was like, I might get rid of it. She's like, no, you got to keep it. I was like, I might get rid of it. I was like, don't tell me what to do with my body of work. She's like, every joke's a miracle. But I don't want to upset anybody, you know? Ah, jeez.
Normalize taking men on escape room dates so he can showcase his leadership and critical thinking skills up front. Good idea. Now normalize taking women on cooking class dates so they can showcase their wife skills up front. That is so tough.
I've heard that from a friend of mine. He said, don't love your job, job your love. So don't.
I love that.
Yeah. And when he said that to me, that hit me. And I was like, my business is me jobbing my love.
9 out of 10 women will never understand why men can stare into a campfire alone in quiet and call it the best night of their life. Her mind demands constant distraction. Babe, let's go to Mykonos. Let's go on a boat. Let's watch Netflix, vacations, parties, gossip, anything but silence, because silence exposes her emptiness. Solitude sharpens men. We call it strength. She calls it boring. After men turn 25 years old, every quiet night by a fire becomes a silent war against demons she'll never see. Women recharge in distractions. Men recharge in solitude.
Women are more emotional. Men are more emotionally intelligent. Women will say men need more emotional intelligence, but you experiencing emotion does not mean you have emotional intelligence. The definition of emotional intelligence is knowing how to understand, control, and use your emotions. So you tell me, is you feeling emotions and letting them out on other people emotional intelligence? Or is feeling the emotions, not allowing them to dictate your actions and still doing what you need to do on a daily basis, emotionally intelligent? Because you tell me, who exercises that second trait, men or women?
Addressing female disrespect. This is an extremely important topic, both for men and women. The first thing that's important to understand is that disrespect is typically a process. It happens gradually over time. The best predictor of overt disrespect is covert disrespect, which are small behaviors that have plausible deniability. So, if you don't want to have a larger problem on your hands further down the road, it's important to address disrespect while it is still in its smaller forms. The clearest examples of the process of disrespect are seen in high schools and prisons. A bully doesn't usually go straight to shaking down his target. That's actually pretty risky. If he doesn't know who he's dealing with, he could always pick the wrong guy to mess with, and that's going to make his life more difficult and complicated than he intended. So what these folks tend to do is they kind of test their victim. A classic example is bumping into their target as they're crossing paths in a hallway and seeing how he responds. This is a subtle test because there's some plausible deniability here, like, oh, well, maybe this person just wasn't looking where he was going. It happens. Sometimes people jostle into each other. However, if the bully bumps into the target and the target says, "Excuse me," that person is now pegged as a target for escalation. On the other hand, if the target were to respond appropriately and cast a warning glance at the bully or issue a verbal warning, that bully could always play it off. "Whoa, hey man, chill out. What got you so worked up?" But he would probably think twice about escalating the situation. Now, the issue is that most bullies kinda know that they're bullies. And while women absolutely can be bullies, that is, they are intentionally using tactics to inflict emotional or psychological pain in order to get what they want, I also believe that a lot of women actually aren't aware of how they may be any behavior. Just ask yourself, would I say the same thing in the same way to my boss if I was interested in keeping my job? If the answer to that question is no, congratulations, you potentially have a disrespectful behavior on your hands. If you were interested in keeping your job, would you roll your eyes at your boss? Would you be dismissive of your boss's feedback? Would you complain angrily? Would you respond to your boss's requests sarcastically? Would you nag your boss to comply with your demands? Would you mutter under your breath when your boss talks at meetings? Would you talk badly about your boss with your coworkers behind his back? Would you tease your boss? Would you be openly indifferent or uninterested in your boss's proposals? Would you mock your boss's attempts to maintain order and discipline? I think most of us understand that if we're interested in keeping our jobs, the answer to...
No, I think they are. Maybe they don't classify it as them doing this stuff, but they know what they're doing, and they do it because it's a way that they want to live. It's a way of life for them. That's what modern women are doing to men. I'm trying to bully you. I'm trying to force you into providing me this type of lifestyle. And men have walked away from that. Men have responded by walking away. So I'm trying to shame you into coming back over here and talking to me, into giving me what I want. And men have said, not only are we going to walk away from dating, we're walking away from you. We're not putting up with that type of stuff. Act like you have some sense and leave me. Why didn't you help me out? You saw me struggling. You remember when you insulted me and you tried to shame me on the internet? Well, this is bigger than me and you and the internet and your pride. Put your ego to the side. You need to put your mouth to the side. You should have shut up, but you didn't want to do that. And so now when you actually need help, if your mouth would have been closed, then maybe you had a chance. But because you decided to be a bully, you're now receiving the consequences of your action.
What the? That's back off.
I have a whole kid. And what?
I'm sorry you got a whole
And
kid.
what? And what?
I'm sorry you got a whole kid.
And what? And what? And what?
I'm sorry you got a whole
And
kid.
what? And what?
I didn't say shit.
Okay then.
I'm sorry you got a whole
Here's a list of why I broke up with men. Like small things to you, but not to me. He asked me how much my bills were and then never offered to pay them. Why are you asking? Okay? He asked me how much I made. Why do you need to know how much I'm making? You should never consider my money as your money. He didn't pick up a tab. Okay? He let my friend's boyfriend split the tab with him, and he didn't call. So I blocked him. Now he can never call. He went on a Christmas trip with his family, and the entire trip didn't message me. When he messaged me, I told him I was seeing another man. Because obviously I didn't hear from you. I thought you were dead. I was concerned about you. I was concerned. I genuinely thought this man was like hurt, because why are you not messaging me? Same man. He told me that he was going to get me a Christmas gift, and it was after Christmas. And guess what? During Christmas, I was seeing other men that were in town, seeing their families. Okay? And I had so many Christmas gifts. Okay? I told him I needed help with my rent. Different guy. And he didn't offer to pay it. Problems. I don't deal with men that have money problems, because you're now my problem. Okay? That's disturbing. He asked me to help him furnish his house. Do I look like I got your fucking ring? Do I look like I have a ring? No. So why am I helping you furnish your house? It's gonna look like Barbie threw up all over it. And I didn't. I just looked at his house and I was like, sounds like you got it. Okay? And he was like, do you want to go shopping with me? I said, are you buying me furniture? He said, no. I said, then no. Why would I go furniture shopping with you? I'm not your wife.
And now that we didn't listen to a little bit of this, I want to circle back around to what I think Psych Hacks was saying about women not knowing and understanding that they're actually being bullies. Maybe some women, but I'm telling you, these women know exactly what they're doing, why they're doing it, and they're going to continue to press on you and try for some reason to create conflict where there is none.
Okay? A man asked me to move in with him. Move in with you? He said, a different man, said that when I married him, he said, yeah, I need you to stay home and like clean and do all of those things. And I said, are we going to be hiring people? He said, yeah, but like I still need you home. And I said, I like to travel. Okay. I'm not going to do that. Another man asked me to travel for work with him.
I'm trying to attract a high value man. And like the second I saw that he wasn't like a high value man, I have no reason to be like talking to someone that isn't when I'm like a high value woman.
Not even the potential to be though? Is he ambitious,
definitely has the potential, but I think us women and men mature at different rates. I think he was more immature than I thought he was.
How so? What about him was immature?
Okay, basically my friend sent me his Tinder and that gave me the ick.
Wait, hold on. But you said that you were seeing other people too.
Yes, but not seriously. Like I wasn't.
Were you sleeping with them?
No.
Then why would, hold on. You're saying during the entire period of time you were seeing him, you didn't sleep with anybody else.
Yeah, no.
So why would you be seeing other people?
Just to be like open to other people, not put all your eggs into one basket, but...
So it's an ick for him to have Tinder and to be exploring his options and to be seeing other women. But if you're doing the exact same thing, that's...
And you say, babe, I just don't even want to talk anymore. Give me some space. And he actually gives you space.
Well, this sounds great. Sounds like your man is confident. It sounds like he's secure within himself. And it sounds like he's aware of your needs and desires and empathetic to them. Therefore, this is going to increase the trust and the intimacy in the relationship, right?
Like, obviously, I want to talk.
I'm sorry, what?
Like, obviously, I want you to, like, be like, no, like, we're talking.
Ah, got it. This is called shadow communication. Now, there's a lot of reasons that somebody might engage in shadow communication, and a lot of the times it's to protect themselves. But if this form of communication where somebody's using a lot of mixed signals is actually being used to control or confuse their partner, I might even categorize this as manipulation.
Do you, like, was I not clear?
Oh yeah, it's clear as mud, actually. Now, look, when you're ready to stop acting like a child and using this very immature form of communication to likely control and manipulate your partner, and stop asking the world where all the good men are at, then, and maybe only then, you can start to learn how to communicate your needs, desires, and boundaries in a way that's actually going to allow you to step into an adult relationship.
So I was with a bunch of coworkers last night and we were talking about dating. There's a couple single people on our team. And so one of the guys on our team was saying, oh yeah, if I take a girl out for a nice dinner, like the goal for him is to like get the cookie at the end of the night, right? He's in his 20s. So I think that mindset is definitely for a more immature boy. But I was so curious how many guys feel this way. So like if you took a girl on a coffee date versus taking them on a nice dinner date, going to drinks, going to dinner, maybe going to do something, like, are you expecting something at the end of that date? Or are you like, hey, this is a part of the dating process and this is just date one of many? As well as what's your expectation of paying? So let me know in the comments. I was super shocked at what these younger guys were saying, but would love to know your guys' opinion.
Again, a subtle tactic to get what they want is really what it is. And that's what a lot of modern women do. They just chalk it up. Well, this is just a dating experience. This is just how it goes. Except when your money is on the line, then all of a sudden things need to change. Except when you have to ask the man out, then all of a sudden things need to change. And, well, you know, I can ask the man out, but I still believe he needs to pay. I still believe he needs to do X, Y, and Z. Well, I'm looking for a man that can communicate effectively, but when I get mad, as you saw maybe a clip or two ago, I can communicate immaturely. I can say whatever I want. I can do whatever I want because that's how I feel. They know exactly what they're doing. They know the questions that they're asking. They are aware. Don't fall for it.
And where the tall people at? Where are tall men? Anywhere I go, I can see above the crowd. That's not normal. It's like Snow White and dwarfs, full capacity. And all of them are so sus too. Like, there's no like testosterone coming through your shirt. You just there like, let's go do blow in the bathroom. I'm sorry, I'm having a drink in your hand like pineapple, strawberry, vodka, soda. That's the reason I stopped going out. And this is a reminder for me today that I should have stayed home.
What's going on with women these days? We used to be a lot happier than men.
It's a difficult thing knowing that you're living this life without children and without anybody there.
God, I wish that I had someone who could just hold me right now. Like, I wish that I had someone who could just take care of me.
So, I am 43 years old. I am still single. No ring on my finger. No baby in my belly. No husband to annoy me. I have had some long-term relationships, but here I am, still single, still looking.
I've been single for 15 years. Whoever it is that said you're going to find the one when you're not looking, when you least expect it, is a goddamn lie.
If one more guy that I have dated gets married,
I have no reason to believe that anyone will ever love me. I have no reason to put myself out there.
2 years ago, I was in a relationship with a man, but he was willing to invest in me physically, financially, emotionally, religiously, like all aspects. He wanted to make me a better woman for him. Well, he boosted my self-esteem and my well-being so much that I thought that I could do better than him. And now fast forward, I am now post dealing with a narcissist. I now understand that not all men have your best intention at heart. Not all men will invest in you, and not all men will uplift you. So when you get the opportunity to date such a man, do not let it go.
Here's the thing about settling, ladies. You have to realize men have been settling.
True.
If you think you are the woman of his dreams, you are sorely mistaken. Again, men will marry the woman that is good enough if she is unproblematic and useful to him.
True.
All the other stuff that you think you're exceptional at, somebody else can.
I've been left undelivered for the last 3 days.
The book is based on a survey where men and women were asked if they got 80% of everything they want in their ideal mate, would they be happy with that? And women said, no, that's settling. And men said, 80%, I'd be thrilled. That's a catch.
Yeah.
The women came back with 300 things that would rule out a guy for a second date. And we're talking about like another 2 hours and maybe a free dinner. And they wouldn't do it. And there were things like he wore a brown belt with black shoes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Is he happy?
Oh, nope.
That's a weird question. Usually they ask if I'm happy.
Yeah, but like in kind of an interview. I'm just, because he's not here, like I want to show my care for him as well. Is he happy? Your answer is yes, no. You don't want to answer that.